Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics bringing you a very recognisable Ford from the late 1960s. It is of course a Ford Anglia 105e, and it certainly is a 105e with a difference. It's surely one of the most original 105es I've certainly ever seen. It's covered just 34,600 miles since new. In the paperwork there's a valuation done by the Ford Owners Club in 1989 that had the mileage down at just 29,000 miles, so she's a real survivor. There is no welding, there's no need for any welding, and the car is rock solid. Now the beautiful colour scheme of Lagoon Blue does immediately make you think of the Harry Potter movies, where one of these cars was of course being driven around by young Harry and Ron Weasley. This one, I've got to tell you, we haven't mastered the art of how to fly it yet, but it does drive extremely well. So this particular model was registered in February 1968, and for those in the know that 1968 was the final year that the 105e was produced. In fact, it was the first year of the ever popular Ford Escort, so a changeover year. And I really don't think I've ever seen a 105e in this condition. Now this will be the second time we've sold the car. Now we offered the car, to be fair. Originally we were selling it on a commission basis for one of our regular customers. He had bought it and carried out a lot of additional recommissioning work, which frankly should have been done at the price point he paid for it. And the car was brought to us, and we embarked on £1,840 worth of work. And on top of that, there were some expensive parts like a full stainless steel exhaust system, a replacement fuel tank, carburetor, and a long list. But certainly the sort of things we did was sort out the brakes, rebuild and fit a standard carburetor onto the car, taking the non-standard one off, sourcing the correct airbox. We overhauled the fuel system, and it's got a reliable little electric pump, and a fuel regulator valve has been fitted, a new battery, and I think I went on to mention the exhaust and fuel tank. But it was fundamental stuff like setting up the tappets correctly, a major service using all the correct components. I'm going to open up the bonnet here to give you an idea what she's like under. And as you can see from the inner wings and stuff, she really is totally rock solid and original. And here's the fuel pump I was mentioning, and this is a regulator valve. Yeah, it's an impressive starter. This is the very earliest of the Anglia 997 engines. In fact, they did fit them before 1968, of course. However, this 997 was an overhead valve engine, which was significantly more sophisticated than the side valve engines that were fitted in the 100e. It is actually the birth of the Kent overhead valve engine that, of course, lived on for many years in various other Ford models, and it is known to be reliable and generally a stronger engine than the 1200cc that is also fitted to Anglias. I'm just going to shut the bonnet down. Now, having had the opportunity to just take the car for a drive today, I can confirm she pulls well in all gears. She stops nicely, great gearbox, steering, suspension, brakes, driving exactly how she could, how she should drive. A set of matching modern tyres, exactly correct wheel embellishers, so much originality. For example, this is a deluxe version. Now the deluxe version usually only has a rubber mat, whereas this one has had a new carpet fitted, but I've got to tell you that the rubber matting underneath, you can see that there's almost a virtually like new look to it in the back here, and it's excellent in the front as well. Now, being a later Anglia, all the interior is a single colour, not the two-tone that was often fitted in the earlier models. Here's the dashboard here, all nice and standard, including the standard wheel and gear knob, but you do have hazard warning lights that have been fitted, and at some point it looks as if there was a switch there for some additional fog lamps, but no radio, and pretty much as God intended this car. Splendid condition, and look at the quality and the condition of those door cards, for example. It's incredible to believe the car is 54 years old. Excellent headlining, nice bright clear glass, and just generally in absolutely excellent condition. You know, let's just sort of show you things like these door jambs. Really very superior condition car. Now the car has had a complete full professional respray and looks very good. It's been done in its original colour of lagoon blue. The car did have a couple of touched up areas where it had been tucked away for many years, and I think pretty much every panel would have required a bit of paint work, so the decision was made by the previous owner to have the entire car painted, and a lovely job was done, and it has restored it to its former glory. This grille is in really good condition on the front, as is the chrome work on this front bumper. Very sort of American, as a Studebaker or maybe even a full Thunderbird look. You can definitely see the American influence in these 60s Fords, and no difference here in the Anglia 105. It's a beautiful front end. The two-door car looks fantastic, and one of the real design features is this tucked away cut back rear screen, and that's done simply so when you're driving in the rain the rear screen doesn't get covered. Excellent all down this side. Now this rear bumper does show its age a little, with some grazing and pitting, but still in very respectable condition. I don't know how much of this you can see underneath, but I can assure you the undercarriage is in excellent condition too. Now the 105E had a generous sized boot. It's really good. Look how good a condition this is. It's remarkable. Super original all in the back. A spare wheel, and it even has its original brace and a bit of carpet there, and a spare locking fuel cap, and paperwork in the back here. And I think I mentioned to you the Ford Owners Club back in 87, sorry, not 89, and in here it talks about having had an inspection done. The mileage was 29,000 miles, which was verified as being genuine. So it is remarkable that a car like this can be available today with just a genuine 34,000 miles. The car's in stock. We do offer a full UK delivery service at a competitive rate. We do part exchange classic cars ideally, sometimes classic motorcycles, and occasionally the odd modern car or modern light commercial, but we try and facilitate the deal. So just to summarise, a 34,000 Ford Anglia 105E Deluxe, the last model year, which was 1968, in remarkable condition. This car would not look out of place at any car show, and I'm sure it would be very well received in this condition. So rather than a heavily restored car, cars are only original once. Now I do appreciate the fact that the car has been repainted, but I think you can forgive this car having a a fresh lick of paint, because it does lift it so much. I mean, the chrome strips are in such good condition. Even these impossibly rare items like the little full badge down here, that's wonderful to see. And if you can see the condition of the chrome strips, absolutely lovely, completely dent free. The roof and its gutter rails are in splendid condition. You just don't see them in this condition anymore. Well, I hope this gives you an idea of just how lovely this little Ford Anglia is. If you are interested in coming to have a look at this car, please get in touch through the usual channels, and we will be delighted to show you this car in real life. And as mentioned, we can help with a reasonable price for UK-wide transport, and we can offer a part exchange service against your existing car. Well, thanks folks, I appreciate you tuning in to 11 minutes of a Ford Anglia 105e. Danny of Bradley James Classics, signing out.